Hello everyone, you're welcome to your number one kids TV show, This Generation. How was your weekend? Mine was cool, and I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. And you know what we stand for? We stand to educate, entertain, inform, and have fun. This Generation show is proudly brought to you by the HD Plus Decoder, the decoder that gives you the feely experience. We are supported by Zealand Fun World. Zealand Fun World is a playground located inside the Legon City Mall. You can come here and have fun with your kids. We are also supported by Niche Education Support. At Niche Education Support, all your educational materials and content are covered. You can follow us on our social media handles and also send in your WhatsApp messages through the numbers displayed on your screen. I am your girl, Jamila Kassim. Stay tuned.
The future is ours, our time is now, and we are ready to show to the world what we are made of. As children, we are focused on things that gives us inspiration, nurture our minds with great thoughts. On This Generation, your number one kids empowerment TV show, we create the platform for children to learn, discuss, share ideas of what we have experienced and believe as children.
In a child's life, the first role model to have is your parents or your caregivers.
Children are not properties. They are people in our care.
The education, information, and entertainment you need is This Generation show. Just make time with us on this season of This Generation while we learn and have fun together. This Generation, we are inspired. This Generation is proudly brought to you by HD Plus Decoder, the feely experience, and supported by GNTV Junior, G-Man Concept, ETV Ghana, Zealand Fun World, and Niche Education Support.
Score HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kufitre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional. See Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agrono Ede, HD Plus, the feely experience.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tuned in, this is This Generation show. We are proudly brought to you by the HD Plus Decoder. We are also supported by Zealand Fun World and Niche Education Support. Today, we are going to be discussing on a topic called peer pressure. When we say peer pressure, most thoughts run into our mind, but today we are going to clarify all those thoughts. I have two beautiful ladies and a gentleman here who are going to help us introduce themselves and also help us dive into the topics. You are welcome. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dansu Geraldine Ikia Amari, a student of Living Star.
Okay, and I'm Samuel Amponsa. I'm a public relation practitioner and educationist.
And I am Palacia Bonte, and I am a student of Abusokai RC Business Scheme.
You all looking very beautiful and handsome. Okay, back to the point. Today we are dealing with peer pressure. So can you guys enlighten us when we say peer pressure? Like, what's peer pressure? Is around there?
Okay, so let me break it down. So peers are groups of people of similar ages and similar interests. So I'll say pressure is like tension and the high desire to do something, and it can either positively or negatively influence.
Okay, so I want to talk about peer pressure. Peer pressure is a group of people of similar ages when after set depend on similar thing.
Sir.
Okay, so what Geraldine said is actually true. First of all, when you want to understand what peer pressure is, you have to understand what or who peers are. And like she said, peers are people of the same social group. That means people of the same social understanding. We have people in JHS. The group in JHS are mostly people of the same peers. They have same characteristics. Where we have people in Sunday school at church, we say Sunday school. These are peers. They think same way. They are like-minded people. But when we come to peer pressure, so peer pressure is the influence people of the same social likeness or social group have on their fellow individuals.
With what you have said, Geraldine made a statement that peer pressure is either your peers influence you negatively or positively. But can you give us scenarios and explain to us how that affects us?
Okay, so actually, when we talk about peer pressure also, people tend to think it's only a negative connotation. It has only negative connotation, but peer pressure can also have positive connotation. It means when you can influence your friend positively, and you can also influence your friend negatively. Your friend, you are in the same study group, and you want to come out with good grades by going to take your books to learn regularly, can get your friends also to do same, so that that person can also up the grades. In the same way, somebody can also be influenced negatively to take into alcoholism. Somebody can start drinking. Somebody can start smoking because friends or the same people he is in a group with are also smoking. So it has there's that negative aspect and also the positive aspects.
Okay, Geraldine, please can you tell us some causes of peer pressure?
Okay, so working home is a cause of peer pressure. So when the parents have divorced and are separated, they live in separate homes. Like they don't, and the kids of those homes don't get enough advice. So they tend to follow what their peers do. They take the advice of their peers since there's lack of advice at home. And mostly when the parents are very busy with work, they don't have enough time for their children. In that situation, there's ineffective parenting. This can cause peer pressure since there's lack of control over the children. They do whatever they want and follow what their peers do.
Thank you. So, Thomasina, what do you think about negative peer pressure?
Negative peer pressure is when you follow bad people, like do such bad things that you must not do.
Okay, thank you. So what's your take on the view causes of negative peer pressure?
Okay, so negative peer pressure tends to get people to do things naturally they wouldn't do. So, a case in point is you do not smoke, you don't drink, but because your friends are doing it, you are also pushed into doing it. And by so doing, it can lead to other health challenges that comes with it. So these are some of the impacts that peer pressure or negative peer pressure can have on an individual.
Okay, so I would like to ask Geraldine, can you give us some effects of negative peer pressure and also positive peer pressure? The effects they have on needed peers.
Teenage pregnancy is a major effect of negative peer pressure. Since the parents have no control over their children, they tend to follow the advice of their peers, and especially when the child comes from a very poor home where there's no money to take care of his or her needs, he or she may try to do what the negative things his or her peers are doing. So in that case, they follow men in order to get money take care of their basic needs and provide for themselves. And when they even have siblings, they go to the extent of doing like things which they are not supposed to do. And teenage pregnancy, as we all know, can cause death, because the teen may try to abort the baby and in the process losing her life.
Thank you.
Kamasika, what's your take on positive peer pressure? It leads to good ways, like to stop alcoholism or to stop doing bad things that you the person must not do.
Okay. And Sarah, what do you also think on the positive effects of peer pressure?
Positive peer pressure can help one improve in his or her education. They can, in terms, let me cite an example here. When people of the same group decide we want to be going to the gym to exercise frequently, one takes up the going to the gym regularly, make sure if it's weekend, gets to the gym to exercise. The other person sees my friend is actually taking up this thing seriously, so also decides to join the friend to go every week. And by so doing, that person is influenced positively. Yes. And also, like I was saying, in terms of the education, so you realize your friends, your friends are studying very hard. They are doing very well in school. They are getting the good grades. They are the ones coming on top always. So you are also pushed one way or the other to also take your books seriously, study hard, and also get there like how your friends are moving on.
Gerald, can you give us just some ways to prevent or desist ourselves from negative peer pressure?
As like it should be assertive, especially the girl child must be bold to say no to the negative things her peers tell her to do.
Okay.
Kamasika, what are the things you can do to prevent negative peer pressure? You must walk away when they are doing these bad things, and you must tell them that this thing is not good, so they must not do it. Okay, that's so nice.
I say they must also learn to be themselves. They shouldn't pretend to be something they are not. Like,
yes, Gerald, and with what you just said, what if I'm the student and then what I see with my friends come with this, they do this, and then as you have said, they said we shouldn't we should be content with what we have. But I'll just look at my friends and then look into I want some. What are some of the negative impacts that will have on me?
okay, so that one you're trying to be like the person, and it's not a good way. You should listen to the advice of your parents or teachers. They speak against those things. So when you see those things, you don't know where the person got it from. Maybe the person has a boyfriend or someone who buys it for you or her. Maybe it's not the person's parents who bought it for you or her. Maybe he or she engaged in a bad practice like stealing and got the money to buy those things.
So, and your take on it, how what we can do to prevent negative peer pressure?
Okay, so I earlier on talked about confidence. One thing we should do is to listen to our parents when whatever in school, whatever we are taught, we should take it seriously and be able to identify what is good and bad, so that when we are being led into something that is negative by our friends or our peers, we'll be able to say no to it, we'll be able to walk away from it.
This generation show is proudly brought to you by the HD Plus decoder, the decoder that gives you the feely experience. We are supported by Zealand Fun World. Zealand Fun World is a playground located inside the Legon City Mall. You can come here and have fun with your kids. We are also supported by Niche Education Support. At Niche Education Support, all your educational materials and content are covered. You can follow us on our social media handles and also send in your WhatsApp messages through the numbers displayed on your screen. I am your girl, Jamila Kassim. Stay tuned.
Core HD, the new exciting football channel, is now available only on HD Plus and brings you football from around the world. Watch Sadio Mane and Daniel Kufitre in the top weekly match of the Bundesliga 1 and DFB Cup, Primera Liga, Copa de la Liga Profesional, see Ronaldo in the Saudi Pro League, as well as daily sports news every other hour. Also, get updated on Messi and Mbappe on PSG TV and many more. Feely on HD Plus channel 151. Agronaede HD Plus, the Feely experience.
The future is ours, our time is now, and we are ready to show to the world what we are made of. As children, we are focused on things that gives us inspiration, nurture our minds with great thoughts. On This Generation, your number one kids empowerment TV show, we create the platform for children to learn, discuss, share ideas of what we have experienced and believe as children.
In a child's life, the first role model to have is your parents or your caregivers.
Children are not properties. They are people in our care.
The education, information, and entertainment you need is This Generation show. Just make time with us on this season of This Generation while we learn and have fun together. This Generation, we are inspired. This Generation is proudly brought to you by HD Plus Decoder, the Feely experience, and supported by GNTV Junior, G-Man Concept, ETV Ghana, Zealand Fan World, and Niche Education Support.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tuned in, this is This Generation show. We are proudly brought to you by the HD Plus Decoder. We are also supported by Zealand Fan World and Niche Education Support. Send in your WhatsApp messages through the numbers displayed on your screen. I am your girl Jamila Kassim and the host for this episode. So, what will be, Geraldine, what will be your advice for people who are already engaging in negative peer pressure?
I'll tell them it won't lead them to any sort of good. They should resist from following bad friends, and they can even change those peers who negatively influence them. I have lots of friends who are going through this situation.
Masika, what do you think about what we can do to your advice to people who are already engaged in negative peer pressure? I would tell them that they should stop because it won't be done in a good way, and they won't have a bright future, so they must stop and say no to bad peer pressure.
Yes, thank you.
I'll also add that they should learn to be content with whatever their parents get for them. They shouldn't look at what their peers do and based on that follow their advice. They should learn to be content, they should appreciate the little things their parents do for them. We all come from different homes.
Thank you so much. So, Sam, what's your advice to students and children out there who are being negatively influenced?
I would tell all children that they should first of all be very confident in themselves. Be confident to say no when you know or when you find out your friends are trying to lead you in a negative way. You have your own beliefs. You may come from a Christian home or a Muslim home. You know what you've been asked to do by the dictates of the Bible or by the Quran. So you go by it. You know when your friend is telling you to go this way or go that way. Be confident enough to tell your friends, no, this, I won't do it. That is the first thing to do, to be confident enough to say no. Secondly, you can also decide to walk away. When you realize your friends are going to a place that you don't like, you think, or you know it's not good, just decide to walk away. Learn to walk away. Don't follow them. Walk away, and you'll get the goodness that you.
Can you all give me your last words? Geraldine, can you start for us? Last words to our viewers to summarize everything.
say students shouldn't give up. They should continue to learn. Success is based on their aims and not the obstacles they faced in life.
Thank you so much.
And Thomas Seeker, I want to tell them that they should listen to their parents to avoid these bad news.
Sarah.
Okay, so I would like to tell friends out there that they should not allow themselves to be influenced by their peers. Always stay confident, learn to say no when you are being misled, and take what you are being taught at school very seriously.
Thank you so much. So viewers, today we have heard a lot. You have heard a lot about peer pressure, the both negative impact and positive impact. So Thomas Sika, if you have any shout out to give to anyone, your loved one,
I want to say thank you to my mother and my teacher, Madam Victoria Mesa, for teaching me every day. And I want to say a shout out to all my family and all my friends.
okay? Say you give your shout out to your loved one.
Okay, so I'd like to give a big shout out to my wife, Mrs. Emily Amponsa, to my kids, Erifo Amponsa and Gwen Amponsa, and my colleagues at the Sayo Sudoku District Education Office. I say hello to everyone.
Okay. So Geraldine, can you give your shout out?
I want to thank all my friends, my teachers, my parents, and my siblings for their support all the time.
That's right. So viewers, today we have heard a lot. You have heard a lot about peer pressure, the both negative impact and positive impact. I hope you have learned a lot too. And I would like to say thank you to you all for coming, taking time off your busy schedule and making it up to here. So before we say bye, I have something for all of you for making it up to here. We really, really appreciate it. So to Thomas Sika and to Sir, we really appreciate
so
it.
much.
And
Thank you.
to Geraldine, thank you. And thank you so much for coming. And this is from our sponsor, HD Plus. So what do you have to say? Like, tell HD Plus.
AD Plus, thank you so much for this beautiful gift. I'll be drinking all my tea at the offices from there.
Okay, so Geraldine, what do you have to tell our sponsor?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Marcika,
I want to say that thank you very much for giving us this gift. You are very grateful.
okay. Thank you so much for coming once more. Viewers, I know you have learned a lot today and it's going to make positive impact into your life. I am your girl, Jamila Kassim, and the host for this episode. This generation show is proudly brought to you by the HD Plus Decoder, the decoder that gives you the feely experience. We are supported by Zealand Fun World. Zealand Fun World is a playground located inside the Legon City Mall. You can come here and have fun with your kids. We are also supported by Niche Education Support. At Niche Education Support, all your educational materials and content are covered. Catch us this same time next week. Bye-bye.